Here's a pro tip to make better Oklahoma-style onion smash burgers. First of all, you want to use a white onion and you want to get really thin slices. You could use a sharp knife, but I like using a mandolin to get the consistency. Then put them in a Tupperware, make sure all the slices are separated. Now, my controversial hot take is I like to season my onions before I grill. This way I let them sit in the refrigerator to leach out all that extra water, makes them a little more flexible, and I squeeze the water out over the sink to drain them. I give them a real good wring because there's a lot of water in there that comes out with the salt. And see, they're a little more flexible. You can pile them on your burger a lot easier. Not traditional or necessary, but I find it helpful. Now for smash burgers, you want to use 80-20 ground beef and don't mix anything else into it. Just straight, no chaser, all ground beef. 80-20 is perfect. And don't make your burgers too big. A pound of ground beef usually for me gets about 8 burgers. If you're kind of wondering how much that is, it's about 3 ounces. You can use a third of a cup measuring cup if you're kind of doubting how much that is. So to recap, small amount of meat and don't mess with it. Also, high temperature. You want your griddle or your pan to be at least 450. I recommend picking up one of these temperature guns. They're really helpful. If you're doing it on a stove, use cast iron or stainless steel. Don't use a Teflon pan. And when you're ready to grill, just sprinkle some kosher salt over the top and place them seasoned side down onto your griddle. And if you want to do Oklahoma-style burgers, now's the point where you would start heaping on your onions, just like this, and then it's time to smash. When you're smashing, make good contact for at least about 10 to 15 seconds, I like to do. And for the onion burgers, you want to make sure you're smearing out the sides. The onion piles up in the center, so if you don't make a little bit of a circular motion to squeeze out those lacy edges, you're not going to get them. Smash burgers cook about 90% of the way on one side, so when they start looking like this, it's about time to flip. Just watch for when the edges are brown and there's only a little pink in the center. Unfortunately, the grill ran out of gas while I was filming, so the heat didn't stay high enough to get that perfect sear on these. Here's a shot from a previous video I did which shows you the deep brown color you're looking for in a smash burger. These still turned out fine, just not perfect. Once the onions have had a chance to cook a bit, you can put your cheese on and then stack it all in a bun. I find that the potato bun is the superior bun for this kind of burger. They're nice and soft, a little bit sweet, and they're not too crummy or bready, so it doesn't dry your mouth out as you're eating. And here you can see the nice, crispy, lacy edges on that burger. I used to be the kind of guy that would load everything under the sun on his burger, but more and more lately, I'm keeping it simple. Just a little yellow mustard, some Duke's mayonnaise, which is a really lovely, creamy mayonnaise, and some dill pickle chips for crunch. That's just about it. Put whatever you want on there. I just like to keep it relatively simple so you can still taste the meat. I mean, meat's kind of expensive and you're making a burger, so you want to taste it, right? Smash burgers are pretty simple overall, but if you remember these techniques, it'll ensure you get a crowd-pleasing result the next time you tell your friends you're cooking.